Yes, hello, good afternoon, uh, Board of Trustees. My name is Homero Valderas, I'm of course Bridge General Manager. Um, For the month of April 2023, we have the financial report for the Eagle Pass Bridge System. Total gross revenues for the month of April 2023 were 1,568,734. This represents an increase of 211,000 with 211,008 from fiscal year 2022 revenues for the same period of 1,357,726. So last April, we made 1,357,726. This year, for April, we increased that by 211,000 to the number that I just mentioned, 1,568,734. The actual year-to-date fiscal year 2023 revenues are 10,535,092, or 62.03% of the budget revenues at 58.33% of the fiscal year. That gives us a 3.7 favorable variance compared to budget estimates. So as you can see, the bridge is doing really well. We've been seeing increases at all service types for our traffic. So obviously we can see that here at when we're at this point, we're 3.7 over what we had estimated last year during the budget cycle. Total operating expenditures before capital outlay for the month of April 2023 are 110,124, which is 2.23% under the monthly allocation of 8.33%. Year-to-date expenditures are 914,128, or 50.65 through the month of April. This makes a variance compared to budget to be 7.68% under the year-to-date budget allocation of 58.33%. So as you can see, also our expenses, operating expenses are under control, and we're spending less than we expected. Capital outlay year-to-date expenditures are 69,599, and capital improvement plan life to date expenditures are 1,511,995, and part of that is the ongoing construction for the administration building, and I'll cover that a little bit more with the manager's report. I don't know if there's any questions.
No. Any questions?
No.
We'll move on to item number 3, the traffic report for the month of April.
All right, so the monthly traffic report, as I mentioned, we can see the increase in revenues, and that's due to the increase in traffic. So for 2023, we had 254,240 vehicles cross compared to 239,754 last April. That's a difference of 14,486, or an increase of 6.04% for the month. Commercial trucks, this year we had 17,151. In 2022, we had 15,541. That's a difference of positive 1,610, or an increase of 10.36%. Buses, in 2023, we had 696. In 2022, we had 489, which is a difference of 207, an increase of 42.33%. Motorcycles, we had a total of 300 this month. Same month last year, we had 317. We saw a small decrease of 17 motorcycles. Pedestrians, we had 37,707. In 2022, we had 32,037, which is a positive increase of 5,670, or 17.70%. So as you can see, all traffic types except for motorcycles. I know it gets, when it starts to get hot, I guess people don't want to go out and ride in their motorcycles, but outside of that, every other traffic level we're seeing a significant increase. One that I like to highlight is the commercial trucks. 1,600 trucks in a month. To add that to the current average traffic levels, that's pretty good. I know in the month of April, we saw one day where we actually surpassed 900 trucks in one day. So what that tells us is that traffic is definitely starting to shift its way over to the Port of Eagle Pass, albeit whether it's us being aggressive marketing and promoting the bridge.
So I was gonna ask, what do you think it's come
Yeah,
from?
I mean, obviously, we're out there yelling, you know, to cross through here, and we're asking these companies to give us just an opportunity, and once they pick us, we're pretty sure that they're gonna continue to cross through here. So we're seeing that, you know, it was great to see that we hit that 900 truck mark for the day, and the same way we hit 800 trucks is the same way we're gonna get 900 trucks. You know, it starts happening here and there, and then more and more and more until eventually it just becomes the normal traffic amount that we're seeing in a day. And then hopefully soon after that, we'll get into 1,000, and then, you know, it just kind of continues from there. So we're extremely excited about that, and we are glad that we can see the efforts paying off on our behalf. I don't know if there's any questions?
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Great job.
Any questions?
There's huge increases, huh?
Yep, we're doing great.
Item number 4, the parking lot report for the month of April.
All right, so for the month of April, the parking lot generated a total of $9,645. We had a total of 2,504 issued tickets. 2,438 of those were closed. We had the average ticket price was $3.96, and the EV station had a total of 28 sessions. So that has significantly increased. I guess we're having more and more electric vehicles here in town, so it's a good thing that they're putting it to use. But outside of that, the parking lot continues to perform well, and our equipment is hanging in there, so hopefully it continues to do so. If not, we are prepared to include this year's budget to replace the parking lot system. It's already been fully operational for 3 years, so we feel like, you know, if the problems persist with it, we might be in a better situation if we just improve that and replace it.
Any questions? Move on to the bridge manager's report.
All right, so as of May 2026, we don't have any completed projects to report. The ongoing projects, the list pretty much stays consistent as we continue to move forward, and some of these projects are just on hold. Bridge building at bridge number 1 is one of those. Our International Bridge 2, we do have the commercial lane realignment. We are waiting for the submission of the design task order from our consultant engineer. We're hopeful that we'll get it by today. That's what they promised us. And what that is pretty much what they're gonna present to us to give them the final okay to move into full design and the construction documents and the estimates so that we can put out to bid. Unfortunately, this process has taken longer than what we would have wanted, but we feel like the time it took to get it done was necessarily worth it, because we're making sure that this is gonna be a great project that's gonna satisfy our needs for many years to come. The building construction, right now, we're at about 35% completed. I don't know if y'all have passed through bridge number 2, but now we have a roof and you can start to see the walls come up, so we're definitely very excited about that. I know our entire staff is, so we're extremely happy about that as well.
Van a extrañar la trailita.
Yes. I don't know that much, but
I haven't seen it with the roof.
Yes.
I saw it with
Yep.
the columns going
Yep.
up. But
Now it has a roof, so if you guys pass by there, you'll see that there's major progress, and now we have, 20, 30 people out there working at the same time. Unos en una cosa y otros en otra, right? So
it's moving.
it's moving quick. And then obviously this project includes 2 phases. So when I say we're at 35%, that's for the entire project. But for the building, we're hopeful to move October 1st is our move-in date, and we'll definitely keep you guys in mind and the board for the
We're gonna do a party
the
for it?
ribbon cutting. And then moving over just very quickly over the proposed projects, it's the same list that we've had on there. I just mentioned the parking lot, and then some of the projects that we currently have on the CIP. So those, as we move forward more with these projects, we'll start giving more relevance to those and hopefully get them up and running. The other bridge initiatives and information, the 2023 Port of Eagle Pass Trade Summit, so that's going to be June 22nd. I have your invitations here, so I'll give you those as you guys are leaving, so that you guys are invited, and we are hopeful the entire bridge board can attend. It's going to be a great event. Our Secretary of State, Ms. Jane Nelson, has just confirmed she will be in attendance representing our governor. So that's going to be huge for this event. It certainly elevates it to another level, having such a prominent person be willing to come down and partake in this event, right? So it's going to be huge. I know I want to thank our Falcon International Bank for being a sponsor of this event. We certainly do appreciate it because this event is really for the region, whether it's you're in the logistics industry, transport industry, whatever it is. This event is to showcase what Eagle Pass has to offer, right? And our bridge is a big part of that, right? So we understand that because of the bridge, we're able to do a lot of the things that we wouldn't normally be able to do if we didn't have that revenue source. And it also brings jobs and it brings investment, and we want to make sure that we continue to grow not only the crossings, but the investment around it, right? So I think everybody that's present is gonna realize that it's a great event, and part of what we're doing with that is we're using the sponsorships to continue to promote the bridge, to continue to go out there and promote our city. When we go out there and we promote the Port of Eagle Pass, we're promoting the city of Eagle Pass to get visitors, to get people to come here. So everyone wins. Everyone really benefits from this type of promotion here for our port in the city. So obviously you all will be invited, and we hope you guys can attend.
The attendance, is it supposed to
Yeah,
increase?
so attendance, we're expecting over 300 people to be in attendance.
Remember the first one we did?
We did,
Guys?
it was 60, so
Yes,
last year
yeah.
was, I think, 285, and this year
It's
should be
increasing.
over 300.
Wow, nice.
And so it's great to see that this is such a beneficial event that people are buying into, and we hope to see more and more people become a part of it. The Monterrey Logistics and Transport Expo, it was a great turnout. We made a lot of connections, met a lot of people, and obviously Monterrey is a lot closer to Laredo, so their natural route is going to be Laredo. Geographically, it just makes sense. But at the same time, we were able to plant the seed that sometimes the Port of Laredo may not be their best option because they're so far backed up that the time they save in getting there in distance, they pay for in waiting in line, right? So we kind of gave them that alternative, right? If you're gonna yes, you'll travel maybe an hour longer, but you'll cross, 2 hours faster, So those are the kinds of things that we're trying to promote. We're not trying to compete with Laredo, we're trying to be an alternative to Laredo. That's pretty much it. We know they're naturally or geographically, they're positioned in a great location, but at the same time, we want to be that viable option for them as well. So it went great. We look forward to attending more of these in Mexico. You get great feedback from the people that are down there, and a lot of the times they will even give you ideas on what you can do to help bring them here, whether it's need more warehousing, cold storage, whatever the case may be. And they provide us comment on why they don't cross through here, right? And that's where we come back and we say, hey, okay, they're telling us this, and this. We need to start working on getting these things improved. So I think in any way you look at it, it's a positive, it's an investment that the city's willing to make to go out there and just put our name out there on the map. So that's great. We also had a visit from the Texas Association of Business. They came out here on Tuesday. It was a great visit. It was put together by Coparmex in Piedras. They brought Mr. Glenn Hammer, which is the president and CEO of the Texas Association of Business. So for those of you that don't know, they are the state of Texas Chamber of Commerce. That's the way they put it, right? So they work with all the local chambers, and they are pretty much the Chamber of Commerce for the entire state of Texas. So it was great to have them here, and it was great that they are starting to want to learn more about Eagle Pass in the region and Piedras Negras, right? This visit was actually to Piedras Negras because they see that there's a lot of movement happening in the area, and they wanted to come see for themselves. So it was a great trip. I made great connection with Glenn and David, which is his assistant. And what we're planning on doing is we're planning on working together with them to make connections in Mexico to start to promote and attract more traffic through here. So I'm going to be planning a visit to Austin to meet with them and start putting together a plan in place on how we can join forces, and they would be there to support us and say, it is what it is. What the Port of Eagle Pass is selling is what what you guys need to look into, right? So we're looking forward to that. Again, that's another great association that we just managed to connect with, and we're gonna build off of it. The last thing on here is just the billboards. I know we've been trying to get some billboards down there in Mexico. As y'all are probably aware, with the elections going on, mostly all the billboards are taken by the people that are trying to get elected. So what we learned is that during this time, during the election period, the cost for the billboards skyrocket, right? So right now, and they're very limited. So we want to wait till the elections are over, which should be here in the next few weeks. And then soon after that, start to work on that once again, so that we can pick the best locations. Obviously, they're picking the best locations because they want to get elected. So hopefully, once the elections are over, there'll be more availability of billboards, and we'll have a better option list to choose from. Outside of that, that's about it. I don't know if there's any questions for me.
No, sir.
No? Any other questions or comments from Mr. Mendez?
No, sir.
One other thing that I'd like to add, and hopefully, what I'd like to do is also, as we continue to move forward, you know, being at these expos and being at these events, one thing that I'd love to do is I would like to extend the invitation to the board. So I just kind of want to plant that seed that, you know, in the future, whenever we decide to travel to one of these locations again, we're gonna invite the bridge board, so you guys can kind of be prepared for that. We'd love to have the board be there present to witness how this works and what it is that we do, and at the same time help us advocate. You know, be a voice with us while we're out there, and make sure that, you know, that our voices are being heard. So de repente, whenever we schedule one of these, you guys might see a message come through and say, hey, who's in to go to wherever it is that we're going, whether it's Saltillo, Torreon, whether it's in Mexico, or it might be San Antonio, Houston, Austin, you know, one of these areas here in the States. So I just wanted to throw that out there so y'all don't get caught off guard when I do send that invite. But yeah, I think it'd be beneficial for the board to physically go out there and see what it is that these events require from us, right? Because when you go out there and then we require more things, and we want the support to say, hey, yeah, you do need a better booth. You do need better things to give away. I mean, they're giving away these really nice things, and then here we are giving away, you know, pens, you know. So those are the kinds of things that it's important to see, because if you don't go out there to see that world, you don't know, right? You're just hearing it from me. But if you're there and you see, wow, look at these guys, they invested, you know, 100,000 on their stand. Why? Because it's there to catch your attention. It's there to draw you here and ask me, what is this? What are you offering? What do you sell, right? So I just thought I'd plant that seed, so because in the future.
And you've seen all the other boards doing it, so.
Yes, exactly. I mean, everyone's doing it.
Everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie. So.
And that's one of the things that I'm just so happy that we have gone into doing this, because when people see us out there, they're like, hey, you guys hadn't done this ever. You know, what's going on? And you know, obviously there's a change in vision, and that's thanks to the support that we get from the board, the support that we get from mayor and council, right? Those are the kinds of things that have placed us on the path that we're in, and they're noticing it now. Everywhere that I go, like, people will recognize me and say, like, hey, you're from Eagle Pass, right? And it's great to because that just means that what we're doing is working, right? And especially at this event, you know, we invited all the ports along the Texas-Mexico border. We're hopeful. We're gonna have Port Laredo, you know, the mecca of all ports. They're gonna be there. We're hoping El Paso's gonna be there. Brownsville committed to coming. So we're gonna have different ports there also. Because even though we are competition, we wanna work with them. We wanna have a good relationship with them, and I feel like them being at this event will be beneficial to them as well. Yes, we are gonna flex our muscles a little bit and show them what we have, but at the same time, we're gonna have speakers that are gonna talk trade in general, right? Just information that's beneficial to anybody that's in trade or that manages a port or whatnot, right? So yeah, it's going to be a great event. So I really, really hope that you guys can attend and be a part of that.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions? Comments?
Sir.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion from Mr. Alena, second from Mr. Alejandro. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Vero.
Did we ever get on
Yeah,
air?
but you could tell with these increases that it's been working, huh?
It's going good. And you guys can finish reading it.
So, ustedes llegan con plumas y tienen.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just.
I feel that in the medical game all the time, man.
It's just one of
Yo
those
no
things
puedo
where,
competir con mucho rato.
where, you want to just, you want to give something that they're not just gonna, toss